Okay, homies, if you know, you know, but if you don't, the sun is currently transiting the auspicious 13th sign that your pop astrologers are not talking about because their system has no explanation for why Ophiuchus exists. It's a choice point, an anomaly, and it literally turns the zodiac from the wheel of samsara, which is never-ending suffering in the physical world, into spiral dynamics. And every year when the sun transits this part of the sky, we experience a collective ego death. Scorpio and Ophiuchus create a death and rebirth cycle, and the sun is our collective identity. So since there's not a lot of people talking about this, I thought I would make a little video for y'all as far as how this will affect you depending on what house Ophiuchus is in your chart. Now, before we get too deep into that, though, you're going to have to get the right chart in order to know where Ophiuchus is, okay? So that's what it looks like. It shares the sky with Scorpio, so it's the higher octave of that energy. And this software is called True Sky from masteringthezodiac.com. Pretty affordable web-based software. They do also have a free chart generator, masteringthezodiac.com, where you can get the uneven zodiac and the inclusion of Ophiuchus. There are still 12 houses in this system, which is a question that comes up fairly often. And the reason that there's only 12 houses for this system when there's 13 signs is because the houses are your hero's journey on Earth. The 12 is the belt that contains the material world in even sections like the calendar and the clock. So it still applies as far as the houses are concerned because that's what they're for. So together, Scorpio and Ophiuchus share the 8th house as far as the archetypal energies of the houses are concerned. So what you do is you get your birth chart with this lens, you find Ophiuchus, and then you look for what house it's in. This person would be the 6th house, which coincidentally where it is for me. How curious, signs everywhere. Anyways, let's get into it. Alrighty, so if you have Ophiuchus in the 1st house, this is going to be all about identity resurrection for you, shedding identities that were built on the old paradigm of survival, eat or get eaten. I would also say nervous system rewiring out of fight or flight into presence. Again, this has to do with survival mode, the external locus and the internal, and your identity as far as that is concerned. In the 1st house, Ophiuchus is going to bring a deep re-embodiment of yourself after a long disassociation or maybe a lifetime of masking yourself and not really understanding who you were underneath that mask. Honesty about who you are now in the totality of that being and not just who you were conditioned to be. Bringing that serpentine medicine, shedding the skin that once protected you but is now restricting you. So the choice point here to ask yourself is, will you perform or will you reveal? If you have Ophiuchus in the 2nd house, this death and rebirth cycle is going to be focused on your worth, resources, and inner security. So purging those scarcity timelines at the root, the baseline, your most physical aspect, and rebuilding that worthiness from your essence rather than the inherent connection to your productivity that the inverted society has given us. Undoing generational money fears or limiting beliefs around money, and increasing your magnetism as you step more fully into who you truly are underneath the mask. During this transit, your value system is going to be rewritten to match your soul contract. And the choice point is asking you, are you going to cling to old survival patterns and what's familiar, or are you going to receive through alignment and magnetism? If you have Ophiuchus in the 3rd house, this is all about mental transmutation and voice activation for you. You will be shattering old thinking patterns that kept you safe and small while allowing the shadow truths to rise up in conversations that you would have stunted previously. No more biting your tongue for you. In fact, it'll be almost impossible to do that as you realize that your words are spells, and the more that you lie or bite your tongue, the more scrambled your signal is. Conversely, speaking your truth increases your potency. So during this transit, you're going to discover that you cannot lie to yourself anymore, not even a little bit. And the choice point is asking you, are you going to speak the truth or maintain the illusion? In the 4th house, this transit is all about ancestral healing and emotional rewiring as you experience family patterns rupturing in order for healing to take place. Specifically the matrilineal lineage, your mother's line, but any and all family roots are game when it comes to the 4th house, involving deep emotional honesty, often uncomfortable truths, and generational trauma that hasn't been addressed for generations. This transit will be all about reclaiming your inner safety without the external permission and learning to prioritize your internal landscape over the external as your body becomes the oracle for you to tune into the collective unconscious. Black sheep becomes the family hero as the choice point asks you, are you gonna repeat the pattern or you become the one who ends it? In the 5th house, this transit represents soul expression, creativity, and desires, essentially the rebirth of your childhood joy, not from performance, but just like authentic play. Themes around sexual healing, kundalini spark, pleasure, the sensual embodiment of those kinds of activities and energies also will be present as your creativity returns after a period of emotional contraction. Removing the layers of contraction, preventing you from really being your full self, allows the pleasures that you had in the shadows to become a part of the main stage event. Heartfelt, conscious creativity and pleasure take center stage as your inner child comes online with clarity and confidence. As this choice point asks you, are you creating from truth or because you're seeking validation? Ophiuchus in the 6th house involves your body, ritual, habits, devotion, and energetic hygiene as your physical vessel is demanding alignment loudly. Detoxing from any and everything causing density in your body, habits, environments, obligations. Balancing the homeostasis of your physical vessel in the name of nervous system regulation becomes your main spiritual practice as old martyr patterns of work or over service get exposed. This transit will see precision replace the chaos in your life as the choice point asks you, are you self-abandoning to be useful or self-resourcing to be powerful? In the 7th house, Ophiuchus is bringing attention to relational contracts and mirrors, where outdated relationship patterns are going to collapse, no more trauma bonds, no more codependence. All of that is going to rupture and disappear. Or if not, it's going to make your life really miserable as union becomes virtually impossible where truth and depth are absent. During this transit, you're going to become aware of who drains your life force and who amplifies it as your boundaries get clarified, sometimes dramatically. And the choice point asks you, are you choosing reciprocity or familiar pain? The 8th house is a double whammy of death and rebirth energy as we focus on shadow integration and the sacred death and rebirth cycle of Scorpio and Ophiuchus. This is the deepest purge of the year. Financial, psychological, sexual alchemy, as well as unconscious desires and fears surfacing for integration. You're gonna be forced to face anything that you've been avoiding as this rebirth occurs through brutal honesty. As the choice point asks you, are you descending into avoidance or ascending through embodiment? In the 9th house, this transit focuses on the collapse of your belief systems and the expansion of your purpose. As old philosophies crumble, your spiritual identity upgrades, and you're going to find yourself less drawn to teachers and gurus and more inclined to focus on your inner guidance. Expect some big-time downloads during this transit as your meaning becomes self-directed and your timeline pivots. As the choice point is asking you, are you clinging to the old map and external authority or trusting the new terrain and your self-directed path? Ophiuchus in the 10th house has to do with mission realignment and public identity shift as your career identity totally dissolves and is reborn. Your old ambition will feel hollow as your purpose becomes non-negotiable. You're finding you cannot be who you used to be as your visibility shifts and your leadership emerges from lived experience and heartfelt spiritual experiences, not the ego. And the choice point is asking you, are you chasing success or embodying your destiny? The 11th house for this transit is all about community, the future, and collective ripples of new timelines as the misaligned communities fall away and you magnetize more soul-aligned humans for rapid connection. As your future vision clarifies, your network upgrades and false light groups get exposed. You are feeling called into collective mission during this transit as the choice point asks you, are you belonging or are you standing out? Or maybe it's both. And finally, in the 12th house, this transit has to do with the dissolution of your ego and the initiation of your mysticism as your old identity dissolves and your psychic gifts turn on or up abruptly maybe. Pay attention to your dreams as they will be revealing the next chapter and your shadow fears may be rising in order to be cleared through the dreamscape or in the material world. This transit may have you wanting to hide away in hermit mode as you shed your 75th identity and prepare to be reborn. And the choice point is asking you, are you escaping or transcending? So there you have it, all 12 houses in Ophiuchus season, the Galactic Center choice point. Let me know where you have it in the comments, or better yet, join my Renegade Discord server, the Bright Light Collective, and connect with other cosmic homies. And for a slight energetic exchange, you can post your chart and have me reflect it as well. Because we can't build new earth using the old sky, folks. Let's harness this energy for the best.